you're happy and you know, say amen.
Amen.
If you know they go walk up, say amen. Oh, Lord, anyway, we Nigeria not should anyway.
So, Nigeria should not walk up. Nigeria as a country can be going somewhere.
We're going to where?
To the final destination.
Sorry, country to the final destination.
Yeah.
Most advice is go out our country. But you 1,000, you know, do everybody. May they sell the country, share something. If they give me say we don't sell the country, when we share things, I want to reach your hand. Find your way. Or you feel follow the people where they sell the country to talk. Say, I feel sweep or I feel make I just the end.
Doing a PA.
Make I just do whatever to end my. At least I know say okay, yes, my suffering I understand it. Then we say they go just bomb me for country as a citizen. They go increase passport fee. They go everything war. Even to go World Cup war.
Even to breathe because when we come on.
It's the first of all we need to chase this guy. Why are you wearing this jersey?
Nigerian true and true. I love the green passport.
But this your jersey is not green enough.
It's not. Yes, it needs to be like this. All true. I love it. Green is. I need to check my blood. It might be green.
It's because you have AIDS. Yes, brand new AIDS. the latest version of AIDS.
Is that the color of
whatever it is, Solomon has it. At least I trust both of you now. So everything I used to do, at least we know your own ways. But because we don't know Solomon ways, you know that what to do is one that you over do. And it's Solomon the kind of person that can use nylon.
Wait, I don't understand. What about your own way?
No, wait. But say you agree that somebody kind of person that can use black nylon and do condom.
Yes.
Season 2, episode 2 of the
2-2
Sports Vibe podcast, baby. Omi Tutu, Ile Tutu. Season 2, episode 2.
USA
Enjoy about me why I did tutu.
Die. Speaking of USA 222, we are not going anywhere. Nigeria. We are not qualifying for the World Cup, but prize want to still be there.
Yeah.
God willing, we'll try our best. We just know that Solomon has ways. He has bilateral relationship with Mexico.
And Canada.
You know, so since way they colonize us, nobody there first. Only one country will they benefit from.
We are not allowed to start this. That one don't pass. That one don't pass. That was several years ago. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first episode post the international break. Yeah. So there's only one thing to talk about. Me, I don't want to talk about it. But because these people are sports journalists, we must talk about it. Okay, so Super Eagles played 2 games. Rwanda and South Africa. Picked up 4 points out of a possible 6. Effectively ending our World Cup qualification hopes. So we'll talk about that. And what that means going forward. Who is to blame, if anybody? The NFF even put out a statement blaming Series as of all people. The way we do things in this country, man. The way we do things, I'll find the statement and read as the show goes on. But yeah, there's a whole lot to talk about, and you know who the gang is. I don't need to introduce them, but I still will, because these are the best guys to do this with. The guy currently on his phone and not paying any attention to you whatsoever right now. To my left is the ladies' man, the sports journalist extraordinaire, award-winning, been to the Ivory Coast and back, covered multiple international and local tournaments, has worked in print media. No, he has not, but he has worked in television and radio, and now on the internet.
Even print media.
Okay, so Galaxy now get print.
You don't know
there's no work that I
before you came in the industry.
It's true. It's true. So even print media, true. So every media he has done. Kehinde Idris, welcome to season 2, episode 2.
It's simple. Mr. Deep is here, and we're taking it deeper than you think.
Yep. Very old guy. But if you think he's old, let me introduce you to somebody older. This guy was there when the first radio was invented. That's the only trial. So where do you bring it? So where do you bring it? Of course, the hosts of Prime Sports on list all the channels Prime Sports is on. Let's flex on them a little bit.
That's a lot.
So you don't know it.
I actually don't know. I can't count all. I actually can't count all of my head.
Let me confess. I'll tell you what happened. There used to be
yes, I looked to it.
When I first said that, I wanted to let me push it to the host. Well, Prime Sports on your television nationwide,
and anywhere in the world.
Anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
So and that's the host right there, Solomon and Divine.
Great to be here.
The protege of one of the greatest sports journalists of all time. They are very fond of each other. I don't know if he wants to mention.
Don't mention it.
Don't mention it. Please, can we move?
The love between them is so strong. They don't
It's mute.
They don't like to mention each other like that.
I don't think that love today.
It's mutual.
Right next to Solomon is John yesterday. Another ladies man. Ladies man does food is.
Some of us are just naive. We don't know anything.
My mentor is there.
Ladies man does food is it.
Wearing done in the flight bridge.
But this was about you, John yesterday. The educator. The academia, the Manchester Mancunian, the guy that rocks the mic at every big event in Lagos and Nigeria and even the world.
He's ready to fly.
From weddings to burials to graduation, whatever. If you need a host, graduation, I don't accept it. If you need a host for your corporate events, non-corporate, if you want to do even unconventional things like Ogowo and you need somebody to moderate. That is welcome you to this presentation of this pregnant woman's head.
Okay, that's
I don't know if he does that, but welcome to the show, man.
Yeah, great to be here.
So my name is Sunil Young. I don't have anything else to say.
No, somebody has to introduce you.
Please,
Can you
do that one in your
what is in your
speaking to your mic, by the way, before our producer will slap.
Three people properly introduced, and we have the fourth man, who is actually four persons in one. As you know, he is one of the most controversial when it comes to sport journalism in Nigeria. It's still controversial. In fact, although this one will not come to pass, last week or the last time he said if Nigeria qualifies, he will do this show naked. If Nigeria wins in South Africa, so it's still as controversial. One of the finest, no doubt about that. I did not say sport analysis, I said sport journalism. And yes, his name is Tunde Young, the youngest of them all today.
And most people don't believe that because I look how I look. But I'm younger than all these people.
In fact, he's way younger.
No, in fact, don't even leave these two ancient people because they actually look like they're old. You see the fraud. This is the fraud. This is the fraud that I have problem with. Yeah. Before you rag at me, you don't have arrogance of. I'm the old man. That's what they call me. You might be doing family with person that could have born you several years ago. And also because of he likes to draw from the fountain of youth.
Yes.
Yeah. He only hangs out.
He loves to encourage.
That's why I spend his time in schools to basically dig in.
Somebody needs to encourage our next gen.
Yeah, so digs into the next generation and draws from them and refreshes himself.
Otito.
Okay, let's talk sports. Which is why we're here. There's a lot that happened in sports this weekend. International break, blah 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 blah. And we'll be looking ahead to even beyond the international break now because club football returns this week, but we'll also be talking about tennis and there's a lot to talk about. But let's start with the elephant in the room, which is the elephant that's not going to the World Cup. Let's start like this. Last time we had this conversation,
Yes, I remember.
me and John were on the side of reason. Shake my hand.
Yeah.
And we said Super Eagles are not qualified for the World Cup. That was before a ball was kicked, before Rwanda, before South Africa. These two
We're a side of hope.
yes. So and I want to ask you, well, has your hope dwindled or has it renewed?
Because Solomon will take it first, is adorning the jersey. One thing I want all of you to understand is the older you get in life, the more you align with faith and hope. They sound like ladies' name, but this is real life.
You know what you are doing.
This is real life. That is why I and Solomon, we have seen a lot. And we understand when a man is drowning, even if he sees a thread, he wants to hold on to it. Yeah. We saw a thread. We saw a tree branch. And we held on to it, hoping that it could be our holy or only savior. But it didn't happen.
Answer, has your mind changed now? Or you are still holding on to a thread? Thread holder.
Yes.
Are you still holding on to thread or your mind has changed now?
Let me sit like with humble submission
After
after observing the consequences of what we are saying. I have to tell Nigerians that although the Super Eagles gave their best, the hope has not been renewed.
What are you saying?
In this renewed
There's no hope again. Nigeria is not going to the World Cup.
Alright, so are you on his side?
Yeah, I'm not on his side. Anybody who knows me, I'm sure a lot of person will come from the angle of he loves the franchise Arsenal and all of that. Maybe that's where this is coming from. I take it all the way to the final final stop. It cannot happen again. As long as there is still a mathematical chance, I give it a little more.
Mathematical check.
And for the Super Eagles, they are still mathematically in there. Will it happen for them? I don't know. Can it happen for them? Oh yes. When we say mathematical, it means you can still make it. Anything can happen to the opponent who are in front of you. So I still stick with the Super Eagles all the way. 2 more windows, 2 more qualifying match weeks or match days
in October. And you are right. Mathematically, there's still a chance. Yeah. It is very possible because for the Super Eagles to qualify now, they need 12 different teams to not win their last 2 games.
No. South Africa can lose their 2 final games.
That's what I was saying.
And Benin Republic needs to lose. That's what I'm saying. And Rwanda still needs to lose.
That's what I'm saying. So when South Africa, Benin Republic, and Rwanda fail to win any of their last 2 games, then just in case we not qualify as first, then the second place team as well. Burkina Faso, Gabon, Cameroon, and the likes also have to not win any of their next 2 games. And while all this is happening, we also have to win our own 2 games,
which is not even certain.
Look.
No, that one is certain. We'll win the next 6 points. We would have that 17 points.
Okay. I'm begging.
I don't know where you got the guarantee.
Let us move on from this. First of all, we cannot even move on yet. My friend, you remember
there was a wager.
Prediction last week, but not just prediction.
Yeah, there was a wager.
So the person that has lost hope now, are you willing to declare now for boys?
No, we wait to the final.
Do we know if you are alive by the final day?
Didn't you say there's a mathematical chance?
The way you used to live your life like person that can be arrested tomorrow morning. what if the final day that means we can't buy you chicken?
We'll wait till the final.
What if by then I was they find pay money because
okay, what if I buy it and the mathematical chance happens? Bucket of chicken and chips. Bucket of chicken.
The wager was on you.
John started the wager saying the Super Eagles
will not qualify.
Yeah.
And they qualify.
And I think it was you that said, okay, it was me that said, what would he do if Super Eagles qualify? And he said he would do.
No, it was one who said it straight.
No, he didn't say it first.
Later that you now said if the Super Eagles now did not qualify, what will he wager?
Okay, so we have established the fact that
was the one who said if they get it.
There's a wager.
No problem. So when are we expecting?
Till the end of the qualifier.
Senior man, it's not end of qualifier. As soon as it is mathematically impossible for Nigeria to qualify, right now.
That's the end. That's the next set of round of games. That yes.
Okay, no problem.
Yes.
You know, say right now, even if not chips, we supposed to do the job because we don't go anywhere.
If something happens,
not be too up, like it's not one up.
The countries of all those, the players of all those countries.
No problem.
But you know, there's still 3 points to be deducted from South Africa.
And what will not happen?
No, Solomon.
So what if
this
that
is
doesn't
where me and
happen?
you can quarrel.
Like, even if it happens,
Don't
okay,
bring these 3
even if it happens, they don't 3 points on South Africa. They still lead us with 3 points, and they have 2 games that they are playing at home.
At home, I'm telling you.
See,
2 games.
But they
at
play
home.
Lesotho and Zimbabwe at home.
Explain how they are playing at home. Because Nigerians will look like
In fact,
the Lesotho plays in their home.
yeah,
Zimbabwe
Lesotho
play-
and Zimbabwe
play in South Africa.
have been playing their home games in South Africa.
Wow.
So really, in the 10 games, South Africa have played 7 home games. I have played 3. I will play 3 away games in total.
Which is Nigeria, Benin,
and even the Benin, I know they play for Benin, but they play in Ivory Coast.
Ivory Coast.
So they only traveled to Nigeria and
Rwanda.
Was it Rwanda.
Kigali, yeah.
So wait, is that an advantage? We don't know. We'll talk about the game right now though. I personally don't think the performance was actually bad
in the South Africa.
No. The South Africa game was probably the best game we played in this. In terms of like the effort level, you could tell that the players actually, they knew what was on the line. The issue is everything else that have led up to this. Why did you have to find yourself in a situation whereby you now have to win away at South Africa in the 8th game of 10 games? So what are you doing from game number 1 to game number 7? Drawing at home to Lesotho, drawing at home to Zimbabwe,
Losing to Benin Republic,
drawing away to Zimbabwe, losing to Benin Republic, drawing at home to South Africa. In fact, the only team we beat home and away is Rwanda. The only 2 wins we have in 8 games
was Rwanda.
Home and away. And even those ones we sweat 2-0, 1-0. There's nothing that's uncomfortable in this qualifying run for us. 8 games, 8 goals for so-called giants of Africa. So the question is simple. The conversation is not one that is complicated. Who do you put the majority of the blame on, or even all the blame? There's some people that I've seen online, or speaking to people in person, there's some people that lean more towards the players. I say even though the NFF have their own, at some point the players have to, you are better than your opponent. You have to start showing it, whether the NFF invested or not, or they did what they were supposed to do. So people say you can't look beyond what the NFF have done, because it sets a foundation, it sets a precedent, and it carries over to what happens on the pitch. 3 different coaches in 8 qualifying games is not
in
ideal.
fact, in the space of the World Cup qualifier started, it's 4 coaches that has been there. They came in at a point.
Yeah, but it was the Africa Cup of Nations.
No, I did not mean coach them. In that space of we started the World Cup qualifier to this point, we've had 4 coaches. There was a way Eguavon, had his influence on the team, even if it's for 2 games, that lingered towards the next coach and the next qualifier.
All right. So, and speaking of coaches, other people have chosen to, blame coaches. A lot of people blame Eric Shell right now for his handling of the 4 games he has handled so far. Wow, the 4 games previously, Pesero dropped points in the first 2, Finidi dropped points in the following 2, and really, as much as you want to blame Eric Shell, he's the one that has majority of the points that we have, as Solomon pointed out in the last. So you've heard all the angles. Who do you blame? Jonathan, starting with you. Let's go around the room. Who should chest the vast majority of the blame?
I think it's quite dicey. I really don't want to just hit the nail on the head as it should be. Normally when the Super Eagles lose games, everybody gets at the NFF to say, the NFF, they are not this, their recruitment process of coaches are very poor and all of that. But this time, I really just want to dunk on the players. I feel that when this qualifier started, I saw all the games, and I discovered that there are times where we did not take our chances. There are times where the energy level was quite low. There are times where it looks like these guys were interested in going to the World Cup. See, we can talk about administration. We can talk about what the NFF has done wrong. And in fact, ever since Nigerian football started, NFF has been misbehaving.
From NFA?
Yes, from NFA or whatever. And in that process, some players have won us the Nations Cup. They've gone to the World Cup and produced some of the best performances we've seen, when African teams represented, Africa in the World Cup. But right about now, every time we keep talking about NFF is the problem. What about these players? These guys do not give 100% as far as I'm concerned. Maybe barring the likes of maybe Victor Osimhen, who I think that,
don't bad.
Who I think that, yeah, to an extent, you see that for every game, he's always, he puts in his best, as far as I'm concerned. And some players too, who I think that, they've done pretty well. But overall, I think that the players themselves have to cover themselves in shame. They've not really done very well. Look at the games even we played at home. Imagine teams like even Rwanda getting possession better than Nigeria. Benin Republic, we went to Benin Republic. I remember that game away from home. Benin Republic stringed better passes than us. I was struggling to see when Nigerians could play passes together. Was it our pressing? Very poor. Then going forward from the wings, no creativity. I even expect that, there's no creativity in the midfield. What about the wings? And that also encapsulated what we saw in the South African game. Moses Simon was off all through the first half. Even what's his name? The guy operating from the right wing. Fisayo. Yeah, he had a bit. It wasn't that bad, but I'm telling you that there are times where you are telling yourself that I don't really have time. I need to make this World Cup. You need to see that energy from players. I have not seen it all through the qualifiers, except maybe from the South African game where the players thought, okay, I think we have a chance. We can take out South Africa. Maybe we just have a chance. But then again, something you've not done across about 7 games. Now, when it's the game against South Africa, you're now saying, okay, let's see exactly what we can do. And see, football is not played that way. Go and see great teams who are doing well. Go and see teams who have been. Look at Egypt. Egypt made it more like a roller coaster. They picked up points right from the start. Look at other teams that are doing very well. But, when it gets to Nigeria, we point out the NFF, we point out the coaches. So the coaches are not. See, Eric Chell, as far as I'm concerned, Tunde and the guys, Eric Chell, I don't blame him for anything. I think the guy has put in the work.
So you are putting the blame on the players?
Yes, on the players. I think a larger chunk of the blame will go on the players. Okay. I'm not NFF. They've got theirs, but the vast majority, as far as I'm concerned, I think the players have not done enough, and they should cover their heads in shame. All
right, we'll revisit your share points, but let's still go around the room and see what Kenny and Solomon feel about who has the majority of the blame.
Yeah, okay. For me personally, I wouldn't blame the coaches. I would blame the administrators in the sense that you look at a Ghana when the qualifier started.
Ghana.
When the qualifier started, it was obvious the project this is our coach. Whatever happens, we are swimming. Yes, we are swimming. We are sinking with him.
Yeah. Even though you're no good at all.
They didn't qualify for the Nations Cup, but they are doing well at the World Cup. Yes. Yeah. Now, if you are at the point where you are bringing Finidi George in, you're saying we might not qualify for the World Cup, but we're staying with you. But after 2 games, you fired him, believing we'll still qualify. You brought another coach, set him out again after 2 games before you now bring this new coach with 6 games to go and are giving him the mandate that he must also qualify. Are we joking? Are we joking? You can't start building your house from the top. It's not possible. And that's what our administrators have always want to do. Build it from the top. We are the biggest team. Now, he talked about the players, and I understand what he's saying, but I will not tilt towards it in the sense that for the players, for each player, if you've played football before, you're coming under a new coach, and that coach are spending just 3 days to play 2 games. How much of an impact will the coach have on you? Not much. Not much of an impact the coach will have on the players. And you do that for 1 window. Bring another coach for another window. Bring another coach for another window.
So why are you blaming?
It's the administrators. You set your plan from the beginning. If in the beginning we are with this coach, we are not going to he might not tell us plainly. He might not qualify us for the World Cup, but this is our journey. We want to take it.
So which of the coaches would you have?
No, he said
you have stayed with Finidi right from time. Swim and sink with him.
Okay.
Swim and sink with him.
But can they just I have a feeling you will end up blaming everybody, but who do you think deserves the most blame? You can blame me, sir.
My pick, because you have to just go with one pick of all the angles, and I'll tilt towards John, because that's my mindset. It's not like John colored my thoughts at all. Let me take you through example. Mission X. Having people, interview the ladies, Captain Rasheedat Ajibade, Michelle Alozie, Ashley Plumter, Osinachi Ohale, Deborah Abiodun, Halimatu Ayinde. Everybody had different things to say about Mission X. There was no one time that I had them say, the coach, Mission X, we are coming here to win. They all said something unique. For the people like Esther Okoronkwo, Echegini, Michelle Alozie, Deborah, they were all in Mission X to win their first WAFCON. Yes, their first WAFCON will mean Nigeria has won the 10th one, but it's their first. That was their determination. Rasheedat Ajibade wanted to win 10 for Nigeria, had to the number she has, but also importantly, win it as a captain. Chiamaka Inadozie said, the last time I was with this team and we won the WAFCON, I was a bench player. I was looking from the bench. Now I want to win it as a main character. Osinachi Ohale, I've won 5, I want to win 6. I've won 4, I want to win 5. Same with Azizat Oshoala. What am I trying to say? All of these girls had a lot of adversity. In fact, they had fantastic, beautiful reasons to play as sluggish as possible, to be as lackadaisical as possible. But they tell themselves one thing: this thing means this to me. And I think that's the issue I have with the Super Eagles player. What does qualifying for the World Cup mean? Are you doing it for Nigerians? It seemed like when you watch some games, they just say like, oh boy, we don't try for it now, the thing no work, I don't go my house. It was never a case of me, Olaoluwa I know, me, Samuel Chukwueze, hi, Simon Moses, I, William Trustekong, me, Stanley Wabali, wants to qualify myself for the World Cup. And I think that's where, in a country like Nigeria, every day it happens. When you listen to Finidi, John Mitsu and all of those guys, they will tell you there was never a time we were encouraged, but we needed our name to be stamped at the World Cup floor. So that when they talk about USA 94, we will be there. But not just we. I, Finidi George's name, will be said to be a part of USA 94. I, Samson Siasia's name, is part of USA 94. Now, it's not a case of Nigeria. It's not a case of the NFL. It's a case of I. Did we see anybody who hid their intention in this World Cup qualifier from day one? No. Some people exonerate some. I don't. Because there were times that I saw everybody. Let me give you an example. Against Rwanda. Some will say maybe I'm just trying to be too hard. When Victor Osimhen had that knock, it took 7 good minutes that he sat there. He was complaining to the Rwandan guy. He was showing his dismay and all of that. I said, Victor Osimhen, we need this game. You are close to that line. Just find a way to roll yourself out for the bigger picture, because if we qualify for the World Cup, your injury would have gone. You will be at the World Cup, Victor Osimhen. Your 7 minutes of complaining, telling the Rwandan guy will not take us anywhere. Number 1, we needed the win. As of then, we've not scored. Number 2, I already calculated. I said if South Africa gets deducted 3 points, if we beat Rwanda and then we'll go ahead to beat South Africa, we'll be at par with South Africa. If something happens, that it ends that way, that we are at the same point number at the top. Goals will count. As of that day, South Africa were in +8. We're in +1. +1. We've not scored. That time. +1. Yeah. These are simple questions I ask. Do you guys really know what's at stake? Not for the entire country, not for Tunde and John and Solomon that wants to be Nigerian journalist, but for you. Olaoluwa, is at the World Cup. Femi Opabumi will tell you today that yes, by arrangement of the Supreme Being, I did not really enjoy professional football. But it's still in FIFA's book that at a point I was the youngest player at the FIFA World Cup. He finished playing the under-17. He got a call up from Onigbende to be at the 2002 World Cup. These are personal things that will go longer than what Nigeria did.
So you are choosing to blame
that's my submission. That is why every now and then I go in this case with the players. We lost this same crop in 2022. Now you guys are almost losing again in 2026. These guys that you're seeing will cover plenty World Cups. Eric Sekou, he might be sacked in Nigeria, but this man might still take a team to the World Cup. He's still a young coach. This NFF will still be there to channel one Nigerian team to the World Cup. What about you? Question that needs to be answered.
Yeah, and to that point, of course, I agree. I just don't think that they should have the majority of the blame. But I do agree with your submission because at the end of the day, let's say 2026 is out of the picture. The next World Cup is in 2030, which we are not even sure that will qualify for. But by 2030, Victor Osimhen will be 31 years old. Lookman will be 32 years old. Trusteko will be retired. Calvin Bassey will be 31. Alex Iwobi will be 33. A larger chunk of that. This entire crop, the likes of Ndidi will be retired. This crop that is supposed to be like a new version of our golden generation. Yes. On paper, some might even say this is probably the most amount of top level players we've ever had at once. Yes. In terms of like where they are playing and their level in world football.
Recognition.
And the kind of global recognition that they have. Two different back-to-back players of the years. Yeah. A player finishing as 8 in Ballon d'Or. Yeah, so like, and to not.
Demola was even in the last 20.
Their entire prime years gone without potentially a FIFA World Cup.
What about the AFCON?
Just because
you led to the one out of us.
I'm even saying that. No, I'm just buttressing. Their chance of winning the AFCON is not. It's not as bright as one would even imagine.
It might be. That's part of where I was driving to. Is that why I didn't want to entirely blame the players, because we've seen. First of all, I have a personal belief that there's no. I don't think that I can want to win more than a football player. I don't think so. I know the amount of effort it takes to make it at this level of football. Sure. It is hard for me to imagine that anybody will go through all that it takes to make it to the highest level of football and then get there and then refuse to do what they need to do to win. So I always try to give players grace in that regard. I don't think that there's any player that is out there in any club, in any team, I don't think there's any player that is out there just, doing whatever and seeing whatever. I think every player wants to win ultimately, and I don't think fans can want to win more than players.
I agree with you, but my point also as regards coaching, because he mentioned something as regards coaching. If you ask me, there is less input from national team managers compared to on
the coach.
So sometimes on the players. So sometimes the players bring more of their A game to the national team.
All you need is tactics.
So they have to work. They have to work very hard, even with less input from the coach.
Yeah. And that's where I was going. And another reason it is hard for me to particularly blame this set of players is because this is the exact same crop of players that we all saw rally together at the Africa Cup of Nations. So I don't think anything is wrong with
that. You were quick to remind us that the Super Eagles is a fantastic tournament team. Can you remember when we got back?
I know that's the point I'm making. Again, let me finish the point. That's the point I'm trying to make here, is that in that situations matter. In a tournament, everything is closed off. And it works well for
who is ahead of you.
Everything is closed off. You are all together working towards a singular goal. You have especially depending on how well you are performing, you have the full nation behind you. Last AFCON was a fantastic example of that. At this World Cup qualifiers, which started all the way back in 2023, my dad. And like we mentioned, we've had 4 different coaches in charge in that period. We've had 3 different coaches handle all qualifying games. There are different players, even though it's the same core, the same core, but
in and out.
They have been in and out. So the same level of single-mindedness cannot carry over from a tournament from a tournament situation. Which is why my own blame, even though there are lots of people that deserve blame, my own blame for this one will go to Eric Shell, because even though he won us pretty much all the points that we have, or majority of the points, he won the only 2 games that we won in this tournament. And I also mentioned by the time he was employed that they should not require him to qualify for Double, because I didn't think it was fair that you will lose your first 4 games and then you now tell somebody you come and win the remaining 6 so that you can qualify. I didn't think that was fair. But this manager also came in with a system that was clearly not working and has been adamant about adapting to his players. That 4-4-2 diamond that he insists on playing, he still did it against South Africa, did it against Rwanda. How did we win? He switched it up at halftime. He played a classic 4-4-2. Played 2 strikers, Tolo and Desas. Tolo and Desas put Simon and Lukman. Guys, put ball into the box. How do we score? You don't know how to lose score. Put the ball into the box. Target your 2 strikers. That's what this team is for. This team is a top-heavy team. When we talk about all our quality players, we always talk about strikers. There are so many strikers. Aomi, Onuachu, Terry Murphy, Gift Orban. So many strikers that are not even in the national team setup anymore.
Forgotten body face.
Like
so soon.
And these are players that would start for most African countries, let alone not even make that. Actually, they will not even make the squad. They would start for most African, like at least 40 of the African countries would start these guys that I just mentioned. So you have such a team, and then you insist on playing one striker, especially after you saw what happened against Rwanda, what worked against Rwanda. Came into the South Africa game, reverted to what did not work against Rwanda. You put Dele Bashiru as the right central midfielder, and he's the one that now has to play as a right winger, even though he's not a right winger. You use Moses Simon as the second striker along with and then play Ademola Lookman as the third. It is just a weird mix. You move Kevin Bassey to left back, and it was a strange.
He was alternating with what's his name now?
Frederick.
No, the Bruno Yemachi.
So even though Bruno Yemachi played against Rwanda, started against Rwanda, and he played
very well.
Like you play against Rwanda, everything that worked against Rwanda, you came into South Africa and switched it up.
But those games are not the same though.
I know.
The South Africa game was going to be
today,
crazy.
I also want to say this. Yeah, I know you complained about Erchel, but have you looked at all the games we played before Erchel was hired? We all complained about creativity and also the lack of goals. They were and they were also trying different. They were trying different formations that did not work.
Again.
So is it now down to a coaching problem? Because if we are narrowing down to the fact that they are not playing to the strength of the players, Erchel is not the only one to take that blame. Finidi George, I don't also think he played to strength of players.
That's where I was going.
Okay, all right.
That's where I was going, and it will lead to the next question. The point now is that I'm blaming Erchel, but I personally don't think that he should be fired. But I'm still blaming him. But it's not just Erchel, like you mentioned. We have had 3 different coaches handle teams. Pesero had our 2 easiest games, and he dropped 4 points in those games. 1-1 at home to Lesotho. We even needed to equalize in front of our own fans against Lesotho. 1-1 away to Zimbabwe. Those are the first 2 games. That's the note on which we started this World Cup qualifier. Pesero, in my opinion, has blood on his hands. Those 4 points that were dropped, valuable 4 points. Then, when Pesero left, Finidi George handled South Africa at home, Benin away. On paper, our 2 most difficult games.
Yes.
But Finidi was fired for those games.
On
the strength of our 2 most.
On the strength of Osimhen, outburst.
I don't think that's why I was fired.
I think it was more.
It was fired for the result.
It was more.
It was after the outburst, the whole sack came.
No, it was. They
already had a meeting. That was where the whole talk came from about
I don't think
they kept mum
there is a
for a couple of 2 weeks.
There was already talk about
the whole Osimhen. So I know.
It was not
I'm just saying there is something called the final break.
The nail in the
yes, something that just came the whole thing.
Okay, was
already falling, and then somebody used his leg to.
It was fired because we do not trust Nigerian coaches. That's all it is. I don't think it was fired. It was not fired. Let's move on away from that and talk about the consequences of potentially missing a second straight World Cup. First of all, do you think there should be any consequence? And if there are, what would you prefer? Who should lose their job, if any? As quick as possible.
But truth is, I want to be realistic as much as I can. I don't want to play to the gallery. There is no consequence. People in Nigeria, heads will never roll. Heads will never roll because of the kind of administrators that we have and people who are heading the business of sports in Nigeria. They are not concerned with development and all of that. So you expect that because we didn't qualify to roll. No, heads will not roll. The only thing that will happen is that when the next qualifiers, maybe they will think of hiring another manager, then get some crop of players from the UK, from the Premier League, from the Spanish League. They bring them again. If you don't qualify, it is business as usual. So as for me, I don't think there will be any consequence.
Speaking of consequence, NFF Media put out a statement that says Cyril Dessers, who had an unimpressive game in Uyo, where he turned out to be a substitute that was substituted, did not have a better game as he was too slow to latch onto passes, could not win aerial balls, and did little in bringing alive the Nigerian attack. The official NFF.
That's one of the most useless statements that an NFF media team can put out. Singling out a player. It
means the World Cup ticket was lost because of Cyril Dessers. No.
So speaking of heads rolling, that's where me I want heads to
very, very
okay.
Let me take it heads rolling should start from the person that put out that statement. But let me not go there. Sunday, up until this day, you call yourself, because anybody who knows me knows that I will never be friends with the administrator, because 70% of the result on the pitch starts off the pitch. All we see on the pitch is 30%. You see that South Africa that might be going to the World Cup, they've started their own work. In fact, part of their Football Federation homework was taking us to that Bloemfontein Stadium. Say, guys, don't worry, we'll help you play part of the ball. Sunday, where is the home of the Super Eagles?
Uyo.
Uyo is home.
Yes.
Who owns Uyo? Is it a Nigerian? There was a time, Kaduna, Bayelsa, Lagos, Teslim.
You've played in Kano before.
We kept going round. See, whether you like it or not, every national team always have a home. Do you know why? Because they hardly come together. So for those few days that I come together, it's like you coming to your home. Whether you stay 1 hour, you know all the corners of your home. Yeah. These guys, yes, Uyo has been the most stable for a while. But they know that tomorrow, if the highest bidder comes, if Ogun State is the highest bidder, they will be in Ogun State playing. NFF has never, and I'll say it has never, covered themselves in good glory. Now, there is now a National Sports Commission headed by former NFF President, Vice President. Going forward, these are questions we are asking. You need a whole lot for a national team to thrive. Those periods now, qualifiers are over. What do you use your time to do up until the next qualifier?
It's to prepare for elections.
Thank you. He just actually took it out of me.
If that's the most important thing, for any of the administrators is to see that they get re-elected back. There's so much money in the game, and as far as they are concerned, it's all about the Benjamins. If the money is not involved, they don't see. Yes, I mean, if the Super Eagles did not make it to the World Cup, it's painful. But to the administrators, it doesn't really hit home.
Doesn't.
It's the players and the fans alike are the ones who suffer when too many fans, you know.
Let's keep it on topic.
Yeah.
Okay. Who should have
straight? It has to be administrators. The last World Cup that we didn't go before the start.
Wait first.
The NFL president should. He should. That's what I'm going.
This one don't say administrators. No. Okay, I'm not dancing. That's why I said the one we missed in Qatar.
It was simple. People. Okay, let me do a quick breakdown. Pinnick was going to campaign on the Nigerian qualifying for a third term. Because Nigeria didn't qualify, his campaign didn't fly. This one, he should not be re-elected. I'm saying it categorically. He should not be re-elected because the last 4 years, what has grown in our football? We should ask ourselves sincerely, what has grown in our football? Our under-8 teams, under 17s, under 21s that we used to boast of. What was the last time we went for the World Cup?
Even the home base Super Eagles.
What was the last time we went to the World Cup? We are talking about the only thing they can talk about is Mission X, and Mission X was practically the players determining themselves that we want to kill ourselves and get this done. So please, it's just simple. The NFL president should not even seek the election. Just give and let another person come. That's all.
Alright.
So we are only scratching the surface.
And by the time that another person comes.
Exactly.
2031
only scratching the
after
surface.
we miss another World Cup, we'll be here. They say you leave, let another person come.
And they keep playing
after that one.
After that one,
the other person will be me.
You know, it's my turn now.
So by the time my friends become NFF president.
So when I said NFF, you administrator, and you said mention a particular person. There's no way you can mention the president. And you just alluded saying, or just scratching the surface. Mm-hmm. A one man cannot. The entire setup is chaotic. And that's why it will continue this way. There is nothing that is going to change. The players that are sanctioned to play for us, the coach that are sanctioned to coach us, are all decisions that starts and ends on the table of our football administrators. And that's why, I call them out. The president can tell you, but the entire board, what are you guys doing?
Most important thing is put structures in place. Create it as more like
we like English.
So no, it's not
we like
English.
English.
See, if you have structures in place,
yes.
Whichever president that comes, it does not matter.
Okay.
There's a structure on ground. That's what I mean.
All right. All the best in
your structural
architecture. Me, I already told you. This is not me that started.
Yeah, he has blamed Syria Deserts along with
Syria Deserts. I've been very particular about the NFF Media and Communications Director. I do not think he knows what he's doing.
Also, there are the reasons
you did not say it now.
You didn't say it actually.
I said it.
You only read the statement from the NFF Media.
My own is sack Demola.
So is Demola actually the problem of Nigerian football? Is it the reason we didn't make? Yes. Let's be realistic.
This man said he is.
And I'm telling you, is Demola the reason we did not?
Sorry, when you drop your own reason, anybody
who reason with you?
Who reason with my own reason now?
Why you reasoning?
But you know, Demola is your friend.
You are a problem.
Demola is your friend. He's your friend too. No problem.
No, he's his own friend. I remember Cote d'Ivoire.
What I want to know now.
Demola that this guy is to go and meet.
What I want to know now, as I drop my reason, did they debut you?
No, that they did. If I just saw them,
good. You will not recover from that. Let us move on to a happier topic. Okay, might not be a happy topic for you because they collect from Man U and recently, but
that's true.
Football is back. Real football, not the one that not the one that we have.
This one now for carry some people go Canada, US,
Canada.
We'll go, still go. It's not by if you are making your plans based on what Super Eagles will achieve, you are not ready to achieve anything.
No, it will, as a Nigerian journalist, it will reduce.
How much it will not reduce? Price spots will be there.
No, I'm not saying anybody will not be there.
How many people would have gotten visas to go to the US?
You don't have to exclusively cover your team to as a journalist. You can still go to a tournament without your team.
No, I got to understand when you cover that having your country there.
Is an added advantage.
It's a simple straight
it's different.
I'm a Nigerian journalist going to cover. So
all right, no problem. Let's talk about the Manchester derby. football is back, and it's back with a big fixture. Man City hosting Manchester United at the Etihad Stadium. John Ojetunde, as the City fan in the house, how confident are you going into a fixture where Pep
last
Guardiola,
time they won was 2 years ago.
Pep Guardiola will be taking on the only manager in the Premier League that he has not beaten so far. Ruben Amorim, in fact, one of the first gifts he gave Manchester United managers was to beat Pep as Sporting Lisbon coach 4-1.
Yeah.
And Man United fans thought,
we found him.
They don't know say
you tried to.
I don't know say that free trial.
After 30 days.
By the time they begin debit them, you don't sell those free trial. They will not put your card. They don't go tell you anything. You go just wake up one day, just see 32,000.
You are one of those reasons why people will continue to abuse on you. You have a rubbish mouth. You don't know it's 1 month trial.
For that 1 month, that City they played that 1 month. Just 1 month. Just City.
City have not beaten United in the last 3 attempts. United winning 2 of those games.
Even at the end,
and even at the end, and one of them ended in a draw as well. So, are you confident going into this one?
Zero confidence
against this Man U team that are playing like Super Eagles.
No, it's a derby. That's why, I mean, even I remember when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was the coach of Manchester, it was really difficult for Pep, to get those games over the line. So, but with Amorim again, we've struggled against Manchester United, and if you ask me, based on current form, first 3 games of the season, 3 points, 2 losses. What does that tell you? The team is lacking in so much confidence. In fact, Pep as well is lacking in managerial confidence. Especially against Manchester United, this is really going to be a difficult game. Both teams are fighting for their lives.
So Amorim
needs to save his job. Pep needs. Pep needs to turn the tire around.
Today, on this program, we will do this. Nobody will be talking about
their team again.
The same sense used to fly out. Emotions will not take over. Third game of the season.
It was after third game of the season. That is true. I heard what he said, but I didn't really register it until you said, I done 3 games. Oh, okay.
3 games to the season. You asked me a question in the last episode. So if my point is not valid, you shouldn't have asked me the question. You
don't mind Kenny.
No. I think that sometimes you guys should not throw sense out of the window. Actually, because the last episode we were here, you asked me if Pep was finished just after 3 games, and I'm telling you now that Pep has never lost back-to-back Premier League games, especially in the first 10 games of the season. It has never happened. Now this is happening, and that's why a lot of people are questioning the fact that is it time for Pep to leave Manchester City? And I'm telling you that Amorim also needs to save his job, and the only way he needs to do that is to defeat Manchester City at the Etihad. And if Amorim takes Manchester City out, maybe it raises another question for a lot of fans around: what exactly is wrong with Manchester City and Pep Guardiola? So, based on all of these stats that I've mentioned, it's a derby. Anything can happen. If it's a draw, it still doesn't make sense. Manchester City have to win. That's the most important thing. City they don't need to draw that game. They need to win. If they don't win, it spells doom for them. And now, you don't want to be 7-8 points behind teams like Liverpool after 4 or 5 games of the season.
From your perspective, what does it mean? Like going into a game where you've lost to Tottenham and Brighton, if you lose to Man United, what do you want to happen? Let's forget about what people are saying. You as a Manchester City fan, what do you think that, from your perspective, Pep losing this, is that over for Pep with you?
No, it's not over.
So you'll be okay with 3 straight losses to start the season?
Yes, because last season that happened, and at the end of the day, Pep still got us over the line, qualifying for the Champions League. And again, nobody's going to sack Pep Guardiola mid-season because performances were bad. Pep himself at the end of the season will say, guys, I think I'm done with this team. I need to leave. See, I'm not going to forget everything this guy has done for the club. This guy brought Manchester City. Of course, you say Mancini and co won the league, but Pep took us
established that dominance.
Yes, that dominance. So whatever happens now, I don't care. Yes, I don't care. Whatever happens, if Pep does not win at the end of this season, Pep still remains the best manager that the club has ever had.
Yeah.
And I think he's also
potentially the best in England.
Yes, in England. And I also think that maybe it's then time for teams like, Liverpool and Arsenal to now establish their own dominance as well. Because truth, only budget. And that's how it is.
And in case you don't understand, if someone else does spoil, your horse will not spoil.
You cannot. Last week you did timekeeper. This week is interpreter. I want to see which work you will do next week.
I just want to, firstly jump on the topic as quickly as we can. Firstly, the question that was asked of John last week was not born out of 3 games. It was born out of the spill from last season, adding to 3 games. So this is totally different. Then also, it's a big game. Manchester derby, any derby in the world is never easy. No matter what your dominance is, the moment it comes to that derby, look at the distance when it comes to achievement, Liverpool and Everton. But when they are to play, as much as Liverpool has had the chunk of, the points from that game, it's always a proper game. So we're looking forward to another very good game. Whoever saves their life, because they say it's life and death, whoever saves their life will be here to talk about it.
All right, let's go around the room and please. As neutrals, John is clearly emotional about this game. So.
I think it will end in a draw.
And you yourself, you think they're in a draw. Who do you think needs to win more? You say,
I think
job on the line, like John said.
I think it's Man City. Do you know why? Manchester United look like that team that is down.
You expect them to.
And anything that happens to them while they are there, they will easily be forgiven. See, Man City with Pep Guardiola are in a place that, John can say all of the English and what he had done, and average fans has forgotten what happened yesterday. What Pep Guardiola had given to them still feels sad for them to taste what they are getting now. He was
speaking for himself.
I'm saying Pep Guardiola needs the win more than Ruben Amorim. Man City needs the win more than Manchester. Not even because Man City is at home, but the fact that Manchester United look like they are in a place where you can easily forgive them where they are. But for Man City, it's harder to forgive them because of what they are in recent time.
Basically victim of their own standards. We are used to Man U being useless, so if they lose again, not this point. Solomon, your predictions on this game for me?
I think United will win. I think United needs the game more. Unlike, I agree with what John said.
Do you think United need to win more? You think they will win?
They need to win more. Reason they will win.
Oh, okay.
You understand? I think I agree with. I don't think Pep will be sacked this season. I don't think it will be as bad. Whatever happens, I doubt if Pep will be sacked at that club. He will decide by himself that he wants to win. So I don't think they are under pressure to win a game to save his job. I don't think so. The person that actually needs it more, Ruben Amorim. There are a lot of things knocking at his door. It is under serious pressure. Gotten a lot of players, new players that believe they will turn around the fortune, and it has not happened. So United needs the win, and I think they will get it.
All right, Solomon thinks Man United will win. I think City are going to win. I expect City to win.
Also, it's split, bro.
Simply because United are useless. United can lose to their own under 21 team.
But when they face City, they now play.
Exactly, they're giving their best in those games.
They play City.
Big games. That Ruben Amorim and Eric Ten Hag, they did that very well. Big game awards gives them lifeline to continue being coach.
Speaking of big games, there are many games to look forward to this weekend. Arsenal host Nottingham Forest on Saturday.
Angie's back.
Yeah, Nottingham Forest with a new coach, and that's even something that I want John to chip in. How do you go from Nuno Espirito Santo, who established pragmatic style of football and doggedness? Don't score too much. Score more than your opponents. Keep shape at the back. Prioritize the shape. Basically, Mourinho in his prime. That's how he plays. And the relationship broke down with the manager and got fired. And now the owner and got fired. And now you go from that to Ange Postecoglou, the exact opposite of Nuno Espirito Santo.
Just go. Those are, you tell them go.
So, what kind of a mid-season adjustment is that? And what effects do you think it will have on Nottingham Forest?
Of course, tensions were high as at when this before the sack, I mean, there were a lot of things happening in the media. Tensions were very high. We saw that, back and forth between Marinakis and Espirito Santo. Yeah, Espirito Santo is a fantastic manager. Remember when he was at Tottenham Hotspur? And he just... I also think that Tottenham made a mistake letting Espirito go. Yeah, there were a couple of not too good results, but I felt that they should have kept him. But then again, maybe Marinakis wanted something more different, more attacking style of football. Angie said in my second season I usually win games, and that happened. And I think that Ange Postecoglou winning the Europa actually sort of took him from 5 to 8, and so it looks like Marinakis wants a manager who can win games. I don't think Espirito Santo can actually win anything for Nottingham Forest. I think all they will do is to see that they just want to stay afloat. They want to either make top 4 or make the top 6, or just ensure that they fight to get make sure they survive in the Premier League. But for Marinakis, he wants a manager who can win things. And the truth is, for over 20 years that Ange Postecoglou has managed, he's won trophies. There are trophies to show for it. So I think it just makes sense logically. Yes, you talk about finding stability. I mean, Espirito Santo is a manager who is going to give you that level of stability as a team. They don't concede too many, and they're very difficult to break down as well. But we Ange free attacking style of football. And you know what? Mm-hmm. Some of the players that were brought into the team recently also echo the fact that they want something different. They brought in James McAtee, Douglas Luiz. They also brought in Tunde. You can remind me some of the names. A lot of attacking talent came into the team. And right about now, having those guys in the team with Ange, I think it makes perfect sense. These are kind of players that I think he's going to work with and get the best out of them. But the question remains. Now he's coming in after 3-4 games. To take time for him to get the players, to understand the way he wants to play. And so my challenge is, he might have a very difficult first season at Nottingham Forest. Although, what is going to help is, he has managed in the Premier League with Tottenham for 2 seasons.
So it's not his first season.
So that experience, no, I'm not talking about the Premier League now, with a new team. And I'm saying that, of course, and I'm saying that will help to an extent. But I don't expect them to achieve anything meaningful in the first season. But I think in the second season, it will get better. And again,
is this the same Ange that finished 17th?
But in the second season, he won something now.
See, managers.
I don't get trophy.
Let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about it. Let's finish.
Whenever he's talking, let us know that there is time and it seems you always enjoy the way he speaks.
No. Kenny, Kenny, listen. It's my opinion.
I understand.
And you have the right to either reply or talk about your own. And I'm telling you that I rated Ange because he won a major trophy. Yeah. And in the Premier, even your Arteta has he won any European trophy? And Arteta today, based on the fact that Arteta is a very good manager, very difficult team to break down. Defense, they're very good. But what is he? He's judged on the fact that he hasn't won any major trophy. Yes, he's won the FA Cup. We're talking about the Premier League and Champions. So every manager live and die by result. And the result is, do you have something to show for it? Do you think that Marinakis is stupid for hiring somebody like Ange Postecoglou?
Actually stupid.
Let me get Kenny's thoughts on that, because where I disagree with you is that, first of all, I don't think that Nuno was fired because of trophies. There was there had been reports of a breakdown in relationship between him.
I actually never said that. I never said. I talked about the fact that there was tension between them. I don't know if you heard me correctly. I never said he was fired because of that.
No, bro, I did not say that. You said I was driving. At the point.
I just wanted to highlight that.
All right, thank you very much. So, Kenny, do you think that it is ungrateful? I don't want to use the word ungrateful, but for lack of a better word, to, as Nottingham Forest, have a manager take a club from 17 to 6th
relegation,
and then get fired before he even gets to coach the team in Europe. It was the one that even selected the squad that will play in Europe.
Exactly.
Like the squad, they put out the squad list just before the start of the international break, and then now he no longer has his job. Does that make any sense? As quickly as possible.
I think it's disrespectful, it's disgraceful from Marinakis. What did he do? He called out their business.
Yes.
He said, your signings are not signings that matches where we are going, which is we're going to Europe. We're now a bigger team, and we should do signings at that level. I'm sure he's talking about the kind of monies we have and the kind of players we brought in. And then Marinakis said, see, I pity coaches, really. I pity them. No matter how worse a player is, no matter how useless a player is, it would outlive a lot of coaches. No matter how useless a manager, an administrator is, whether chairman or whatever, sport director, football director, they always outlive coaches. Just do one mistake. And I think that's the story of Nuno Espirito Santo. Even at Tottenham Hotspur, same thing is happening to him in Nottingham Forest. Because when you sign for me these players, I will be the one to use them, to not be you. And then when result does not go our way, the next thing is Nuno is not good enough. It's disrespectful, but Nottingham Forest now will judge them by their next level. Nuno, where next? I'm hoping that with what you've done, especially with Nottingham Forest, you will go a long way to give you another very fantastic job.
Speaking of Nottingham Forest, their first test with Ange is against Arsenal on Saturday.
Ange, former Tottenham coach.
How confident are you feeling about that game? Just quickly, your predictions.
Coming from last season, I've not really, rated them this season, but coming from last season, it's already a tough fixture. And the season started on that note for everybody. We've seen Fosbury and all of that. But I think it's going to be a very, very tough game. And like I just mentioned, Andy was a former Tottenham Hotspur coach. So he understands, he already has the rivalry blood in him. And then now he's the Nottingham coach. He wants to start on a good note. I don't think you want to play a team that is getting a new manager. You know what they call new manager bounce. So Arsenal would really struggle against that, but they'll win.
I was waiting for how
you not doing this show again. Like
I'm tired of I was waiting for how you finish.
Okay.
You were struggling against the partner.
Why are you tired of the show? He gave this prediction now.
But he said the Arsenal was struggling. No.
Arsenal struggling mean.
So you expect him to just say that?
He was sounding like
the rest of the Saturday fixtures, there are 5 games in the 3 p.m. Bournemouth, Brighton, Crystal Palace, Sunderland, Everton, Aston Villa, Fulham, Leeds, and Newcastle, Wolves. There is a late kickoff between West Ham and Tottenham Hotspur, and then there's a late kickoff. Brentford, Chelsea. Chelsea fan. How are you feeling ahead of that game? Coming out of the international break, Darius Ugo injured, Cole Palmer still not training, Leverkusen injured. How are you feeling?
It's difficult actually always traveling to play Brentford away. It's usually kind of tricky.
Follow them, bro.
It's usually kind of tricky, but for Chelsea,
even though I said I really go, it's difficult.
No. We organize the stewards. We organize the stewards.
As they travel,
we organize the stewards.
Match.
But the Chelsea I've seen this season, especially with the game against Fulham, is a Chelsea that might not play well, but get the needed results. Reason I believe. I think this is a game Chelsea can walk away with something. It might not be beautiful, it might not be all sweet, it might not be the Chelsea that would come in and score 5 goals. Maybe 1, 2 goals, just good enough. Or we will walk away. Yeah, Chelsea will walk away with all 3 points. Should walk away.
Alright, Saturday in La Liga, these 2 standard games, Real Madrid Real Sociedad in the afternoon by 3:15, and then late night Atletico Madrid against Villarreal. But Champions League, Champions League is back.
Hey!
But by the time you see us next, the Champions League will have happened. So we'll review what happened during midweek. But for now, we still have to tell you that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday now, Champions League firing down.
Yes,
on Tuesday, PSV Euro Union Saint-Gilloise, Benfica Karabakh, Juventus Dortmund, Real Madrid Marseille, Tottenham Villarreal on Tuesday. And on Wednesday, I'm listening this out so that you know how to plan your life financially. If you go and use all your money to feed your children on Monday, which money we use the bet on Tuesday? Wednesday.
Where you
and
were
Thursday.
going to?
So
See where this guy.
think about it. With your children, rather just
So they should fast Sunday, Saturday, Sunday,
don't
Monday.
eat on Monday, but we can eat well on Wednesday night. If Tuesday, glory do not. Those are the kind of things you're supposed to be telling your children.
And if you are insensitive financially, one way you're supposed to use chop.
You don't go job, you don't go see how you
On Wednesday, Olympiacos, Pafos, Slavia Prague, Bodo Glimt, Ajax, Inter, Bayern Munich, Chelsea, the standout game
Crazy.
on Wednesday. Liverpool, Atletico Madrid as well, big game, and PSG, Atalanta. John Ojetunde, I'm coming to you on the game that I'm looking forward to from what we've heard about Tuesday and Wednesday.
For me, the return of Kevin De Bruyne is very important.
On Thursday, yeah?
But yeah, on Thursday. But a quick one on the Bayern Chelsea. I mean, expectations, free flow attacking football.
Yeah.
It's going to be end-to-end stuff, from both teams. So be interesting to see the tactical masterclass of both managers facing off against each other. One is Company and Vanson against Enzo Maresca. And I think that Bayern Munich should take that one. But experience have also told me that especially big games like that do not underrate Chelsea. Because I saw what Chelsea did to PSG. I saw what Chelsea did to, some certain big teams that, in fact, if City were to play this current Chelsea team, oh God, I'll really be scared. Just the way if Arsenal, you know what I'm saying? If Arsenal were to play this current Chelsea team, it's not that they'll be all out of 100% confident that they're going to take out Chelsea.
They should be. Arsenal, Chelsea have not beaten Arsenal in a game since 2021.
I'm not saying it could. I'm not saying it's going to be a straight one.
Even you with your heartlessness. Yes. As City were bad last season, they beat Chelsea home and away. We not even score one.
This is a different Chelsea side.
What is different between last season and this season?
And they've signed a couple of good players. Joao Pedro is in the team now.
Wow.
And Joao Pedro is an amazing player.
So City did not sign a couple of good players.
Leave those ones.
Team where we even score one.
They signed Estival. In fact, so far in the Premier League, the brightest young player in the Premier League as we speak is Estival.
Alright, thank you very much.
They will soon start bringing handcuff.
No,
his mouth. They will pin his mouth.
Forget. Next episode, I'm coming here with a gun.
For who, please?
For anybody. I will not put because you I go just put. See, I'm not going to hide it. I go put the gun for table here. So as soon as you see me reaching for it, if you know that you have said anything that can get you killed,
Kill yourself.
don't quickly first me reach the gun. That's all I'm going to do next week.
Tunde, we saw the Chelsea forum, and you were particular about the fact that you're excited about the signing of Estival. Now, why are you coming on the show to now make it seem like?
When did you say you were excited about the signing?
No, I actually did because we watched the Chelsea Fulham game together.
Oh, I thought you was on air.
No.
But the difference is that I did not say that because of Esteban, Chelsea will not beat Arsenal.
I never said that.
You beat everybody in the league, beat everybody in the Champions League, beat everybody in the FA Cup.
Let's move on away from football. During the week, we saw SINCARAZ. At this point, even last week because it was a Sunday night, but SINCARAZ emerged winner of the US Open in the 6th consecutive final between SINCARAZ and Yannick Sinner. These are the only two people playing tennis at the moment on the ATP. Now, I want to congratulations to you guys. Congratulations to SINCARAZ and whatnot. But the question is there a conversation to be had about the frequency of these two guys meeting in every single final? Before their run of 6 consecutive finals started, they met in 5 consecutive semi-finals. So that is 11 consecutive crucial games between these two at every single major tennis tournament, every single open, and even just some tournaments on the side. Is this good or bad for tennis? Because on one hand, yes, we have a new rivalry. You know that it's going to be these two guys, and they are evenly matched, and we are happy about it. But again, you come into every tournament, we play from preliminary round to round of 100 and something, to round of 60 something, to round of 32, round of 16, and everybody from the preliminary round already knows the people that will make the final. Does that take away from the predictability around the room? Is this good or bad for tennis?
The firstly, the last 8 Grand Slams have been shared between these two. And 4 for Sinner's 4 for Akaras. In fact, Akaras said in his speech at the US Open ground, he said, I could just say Yannick Sinner is now my family because I see him more than I see some of my family members because we see how far. I think it's fantastic. I love what they are doing and they are super, super good at that. And we wanted the crown off the likes of Djokovic and now, the crown is off. We'll now take the crown off these young guys. They are babies in some people's books. So fantastic. ATP continues to serve me what I love and I want to see more of it.
Alright, you guys have the same opinion?
The reason you always want to see Yannick Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz is that the world number 1 against the world number 2. The way they pose, they will do the ranking and the placements. The number 1 will not face number 2 until maybe if they face each other in the final. So you would always want to see the best in the final. But it's you get to be bored. We need a bit more competition. There are a lot of younger players that have not stepped up to that level. That's why it's a bit painful for me. There are a lot of young players that have not stepped up to the level which the Carlos Alcaraz and the Yannick Sinners are now. That's why we're just seeing them. So it's a bit boring, but it's exciting to see those two at that level.
All right, John, do you want to touch on this one more?
Yeah, just quick one. So it's just the likes of, there was a time when the likes of Dani Medvedev, Zverev and Co, where they were pushing really hard. But the question remains, so what happened to them? Especially Zverev. Zverev was as young as when these guys too were coming up. But looks like a lot of them are falling off the line.
Yeah, no,
so the question now remains is, since we have Yannick Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz, other guys have to step up.
Yeah.
You have to step up to beat these guys because already, look at, they are taking Grand Slams off each other. And that's what we had between Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal at the time. So, and Djokovic. And so, but this time it looks like we're having a big two. So let it continue as much as we can. That's what the sport is all about. Let's us continue to see the best.
Alright, speaking of seeing the best, we are going to find out who the best is on this show right now because we're ending with the game. Bringing back the games. And it's a new game. Don't worry. This one is not even.
Hello?
Don't worry. This one is not. It's not quiz. Because I remember that this is the one there was a special upload. There was a special upload that from episode 1 to last episode did not get one question right. Let them not win any. So we are not doing quiz this time.
Why are you looking at me?
We are not doing quiz this time.
Okay.
I'm looking at them because I want two of them to start. So it's basically this the semi-final period. Yes. Two of you against each other. Yeah. Two of us against each other. Then the two people that will meet each other in the final.
But how will the person bringing the quiz be competing in the quiz?
Because it's not a quiz. I don't. That's the one thing that I'm saying.
Let's go.
It's here paying you.
Let's go. You're the one bringing the game and you're playing the game.
Because there's no way to cheat in it.
Who made this table?
Excuse me, he's a fellow Chelsea fan like you, please.
No, this is not. I don't act.
Fellow world champion. I don't like
me. I don't
act. The first episode, I saw the support. So what is going on now?
Okay, so let me explain what the game is. The game is very simple. So the two of you mention a football club of any one you want to mention at the same time. Now, the two football clubs you mentioned, because it's random, you don't know what each other have mentioned. As soon as you mention, you hear what the other person mentioned, you now have to call a player that has played for those two clubs. First person to call the player wins. It's simple. It's one and done. So, for example, two of you, let's say two of you mentioned Atletico Madrid and PSG. You immediately you have to each
that have played or are playing.
Anyone, any player that has played for or is playing for the two, whatever it is. The first thing to try to mention it as one is that simple. So this one is not quiz. So this one is also entirely random, which is why I can participate.
Okay.
You go on IFC.
Okay.
Which is why I can participate because I don't know what clubs go to mention. It's very random. So
let me enjoy you.
So I'll count. I'll count you in 3, 2, 1. As soon as you hear one, mention your clubs immediately, and then mention your player if you and you can keep trying until you get the player. So
okay.
Mention whatever you want to mention. Okay. So are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Man United.
Van Persie.
Oh, he won.
You won.
You won.
I just need you to know that you're useless, God.
Hey, yeah. Join me. Do your own and join me.
Do your
I
own.
showed you less.
No, at least it's the letter way. Do your own.
I don't understand now.
Sorry, you sorry. Just shout.
Do your own now.
All right, Kenny, are you ready? Someone count us in, please.
1, 2, 3.
Arsenal.
Chelsea.
Gallas. Final.
Lampard don't play for.
Padini. Special center was a special center. Oh yeah, Kenny, I trust you because you are better with time.
Are you ready?
Count us in.
Yes.
3, 2, 1.
Villarreal. Rodri. We are the champions. We wọ́n ti mọ̀ ọ́ ta sanwó secondary school ojoojúmọ́ là ń sọ this just tell for a particular you go know say in secondary school na everyday you dey pay school
money dey
all na sanwó last 2 weeks báyìí sí ọkọ̀ ọgbà education ọ̀fẹ́ yìí.
He went to
Niger was. He went to one of the best universities in Nigeria.
Wow. Wait, for real?
Yeah.
Tell us, sir.
JJ Okocha University.
because in go
Tell us the
private
university.
means a go one of the best.
They are telling redeemers, and it's not redeemed. His life just
He's a redeemed pastor. He's a redeemed
Wow.
pastor.
I still personally think that church will be the first church that NAFDAC will close down.
Don't include this thing in the record.
That's the thing. That's the thing. I even though the church is not producing any food
It's
product.
official. You guys should know one of your pastors need redemption.
Speaking of needing redemption, we have to wish a happy birthday to God's love, Abasiba, Ifeoluwa. 3 different names.
Three different parts of Nigeria.
And God must still love him.
How do you know?
Because if God loves this one like this, if God don't love him, come. Wait till you what they do. It's one of the reasons that everybody on this show look old because it dey stress our life, God. It dey stress our life. But there's nothing we want to do with him. He got this job by finding missing person poster. Post up. And find his way here. We say, okay, Ojuloro Chan, let us employ him. Let him just be manning the camera and he has been doing a great job. How many years accounting now? 2 years now, Abi?
Yeah.
2 years accounting. So he's not on the set, so I would like to shake his mentor. The person that brought him in case
That caused the trouble. That started the whole Allah.
Yeah, so
Let everybody
If it
know.
is that, wherever you are, Daily Ocean, you love him. I want to thank you. You made me know him. The only time I used to know that, even me, I do not have sense. Daily used to swear for him. But then I brought him to come and work well. But it's been a great guy. He's been an amazing guy. Jokes apart, trust me, when he said he makes everybody look so, that's fact. It's like when you have a last born and he's the heck of a trouble for all of you, but you love him still. And that's what Abasiama is about. Happy birthday.
happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, long life. And I have to say, he did normal. His birthday, people mouth just dey move. As I enter studio today, I just
some people's
I
birthday
just
on the show.
no, first of all, some people birthday, no be even say they don't do anything. You don't even know say they born them. You feel that really say, oh, I name those people. Now you.
For the past 16 years.
Okay, when's my birthday? When is my birthday?
Is it not this night I just say kí o ti I've known somebody 2017 oh ṣe fẹ́ dé ìṣojú rẹ̀ báwo pé ṣé wọ́n ò wà ká wá ni àbí báwo and that's let me ask you that told me when I said our birthday is November 25 so this November 25 we don mark am for you
But
by hook
wait.
or by crook
Wait, let's get serious.
willingly or unwillingly.
Celebrated this year. What happened?
Tunde, John, on this set, I think I've seen everybody's siblings other than Solomon, or whether father or mother other than Solomon.
Have you
I've
seen
your
it?
brother? I've seen your yes. I've seen.
Have you seen me?
Yes.
On this set?
No.
I don't-
Like
I
you
don't-
went to?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think I've met those siblings either.
Me,
I've
I have.
not met them.
You,
What's the
I've not met them. I don't understand. I've not
when
met
you
them.
say Iwaka come, they don't be saying Iwaka.
I've not met
Somebody is
them.
testifying that he has. Can anybody testify that they've seen any of your family?
His younger brother.
Oh, you
thank you very much. Yes, even our producer has spoken.
Oh, okay.
So we put a pin on that. Let's put a pin.
Solomon feel like the kind of person that adopted himself.
Let's put a pin on that.
I believe that's what happened. So now that you have told us that it's November 25, even though everybody have known you since at least 9 years now.
Yes.
Not one person has attended a Solomon birthday before, or except a Solomon birthday gathering.
Oh yeah, okay. Let me.
Me, I don't remember.
Can you remember?
Because you are not.
I'm not.
Yeah, and it was divinely orchestrated as well.
Wait, last year?
No,
like 3 years ago.
2023.
3 years ago.
Me, I was not there.
No,
So
2023.
me, I was not there. So this year own,
Remember?
Was it 2023?
whether you like it or not,
3.
celebration
Yes.
by hook or by crook.
Please, let's not
With
take
ease.
the shine. Let's not take the shine off.
But yes,
Abasiama.
God's love, happy birthday to you. Long life and prosperity, of course. Thank you very much for all that you do and all that you do.
I decide not to do.
You see, my favorite thing about him is that on days of recordings like this, when everybody leaves, he will now go and cook half carton of it.
Full carton.
So you know they cook you full carton once because like you was there. They always pattern up. You calculate out. He will not. God's love when you buy his studio, he will not eat. He starve himself. Focus on his own. He don't do anything.
The day I caught him, he put. If you see the mammoth, I said, my dear Joe, he said, I don't want to eat now. After 2 hours, I said,
he used to eat like person that want to go and use ram and fight. But he's the one that will fight against the ram because he don't get ram. Now why he dey wake up like people are pulling backbone. Anyway, let's just where we have to go. We have brought you another fun episode of Sports Vibe. We brought the sports, we brought the vibes. And me personally, I am tired because every time I talk about anything Nigeria related, whether sport, whether politics, whether religion, anything that involves Nigeria, anything that involves Nigeria drains me. Yeah. Talking about this country just removes energy from my body in a way that I don't like. So I'm now going to be speaking with John to connect me to one of his students to restore my energy.
Your energy will never be used.
We have settled that. This is what I beat you in the game. Thank you very much for working with us. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, tell us how you feel about the set. Lots of people told me in person that our set is really nice and they like the upgrade from season 1. But why will you tell me in person when you could have just commented it on the video? You are a winch. See, if you have watched this video so far and you know like, you know share, you know subscribe, you know comment, you know talk anything, you are evil. Just buy your red clothes and go to
this. If Tunde is your problem, leave Tunde because of the remain. Because Tunde maybe has abused these people that told him in person. That's why they say Tori Boboy. For the sake of the other 3 of us.
Please, there's 3 other people here.
Like, share, comment.
So now the sake of the other 3, they see the people where you say. I say they never. When they watch the show, so you tell them for one car style them and they last week.
They are better than you. I said. They abuse everybody in Lagos State.
Yeah.
I told a story where a Uber driver. It was midnight.
Guy,
it was this
job
that gave me work and I left Surulere past 12. I got to my house to 2. I was going, the guy got to know that me too small. I was like, there's one guy, Timamu, I will not kill him quick, I'll kill him in 1 week span. And I said, one of our, he said, yes, what's his name? He said, it was Tunde Young, what? Timamu. I just quickly I look at myself and say, hope there is nothing on me that writes young or something. Tí mo mọ ìlú òru yìí tó bá lọ mọ̀ ń pọ̀ rẹ̀ young ni. You no go give me, go collect 1 leg.
Because when I see young, I go give you back.
On my way back from the office today, somewhere around Anthony, the rain was falling, so I was trying to like make my way, and that intersection at Anthony Village was crowded because lots of cars were trying to, and they were directing them as well. And I just saw the car that was at the front just suddenly stop, even though they've been trying to pass. and he could not pass. But now that he has free lane, he just want to do something. People were on it, and I was trying to look at what is happening to this guy. The guy was putting out his head from the window and say, "Now you dey always cause us now, you go see what I go do." I had to look and say, "Oh, now I see this last man lady is waving you for you just stay here. Maybe they me catch you. Maybe they found your vehicle."
You need to be careful.
Maybe they found your vehicle. Well, thank you very much. See everybody that has watched and that sticks with us till this far. We appreciate you beyond words. Thank you very much. Consuming long form content is never easy, even as entertaining as we make it seem. So thank you so much for rocking with us. We'll be more consistent. We'll bring you another episode next week, and after that we'll bring you another episode. After that we'll still bring you another episode. Because that's what we do.
We're not going to tire.
The sports and the vibes never stop. My name is Sule Young. That's Kehinde. This is John Ojetunde. Solomon Edivre. Shout out to God's Love. Happy birthday to you. Shout out to Babash Media. Shout out to my Oga. I didn't want to call him, but I wanted to call his main name. I wanted to Yinka Shoot or something. But yeah, shout out to everybody that has had this wonderful production. Thank you very much for rocking with us. We'll see you next week. Until then, there's lots of content on the page. Even as you're on YouTube right now, don't go back to YouTube homepage. Go to videos, go to shorts, go to everything. You will see lots of content for you to consume. When you finish with that, go to the social media pages, Prime Sports on TikTok, on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. You will see lots of content to consume to keep you. Use our old body. We'll see you next week Friday. Peace, love, prosperity.